Hey YouTube, it's Tyler the Antenna Man. Today I'm going to be testing out and reviewing the Mohu Leaf 30-mile indoor antenna. This antenna seems to be pretty humble in terms of what it is promising. It's not exaggerating its claims like many other flat antenna models claim to be 100, 150, 300-mile antenna. Now, for those of you that are seeing me for the first time, I try to mention this in all my videos. There's no such thing as an HD digital antenna. Those are just marketing keywords that antenna companies just kind of throw in to confuse people about what antenna they actually need. TV antennas are typically designed to pick up either UHF, VHF, and sometimes VHF and UHF TV frequencies. UHF TV frequencies are channels 14 and above, and VHF frequencies are channels 2 through 13. And the VHF antennas need a longer element, sort of like this, in order to pick up the TV station reliably, while TV antennas designed for UHF signals are a little bit smaller, and thus many indoor antenna models probably will not pick up VHF frequencies that well. So looking at the antenna, it seems pretty basic, and it looks a lot like this junky generic flat antenna I tell people not to buy, and they buy it anyway. This antenna does not do a good job picking up TV frequencies. It was not able to pick up Fox 56 and WBRE in my location when many other antenna models were able to. So I'm curious to see how this antenna model will compare to it. It looks a little bit smaller, but it has a little bit stronger of a build to it. You can find the Amazon link to the Mohu Leaf in the description of my video. Looking at the front of the box, the antenna seems to be honest with the kind of TV channels you can pick up with it. All of these channels on the front broadcast over the air. Occasionally, I will see antennas with cable-only channels listed in their advertisements. As you can see in this model, ABC Family, ESPN, and Nickelodeon do not broadcast over the air. The Federal Trade Commission and Amazon really should do something about this false advertising. The back of the box is also pretty honest and straightforward about where the antenna would work best. You can see it recommends it for in a city using an indoor antenna, and if you're in the suburbs, use an amplified antenna, and in a rural setting, use an attic or outdoor antenna. I've noticed in many instances you may need to use an attic or outdoor antenna in suburbs, depending on if there are mountains in between the stations that are broadcasting in your area. The only thing I don't like is the part where it says advanced military technology derived from covert mudflap antenna designs for the US military. I can't stand when companies compare random things to the military. Like, are you really comparing the military to this? If the military is this, we are doomed. Getting back on subject, inside the box you'll find the antenna along with a 6-foot coaxial cable and some accessories to stick it on the wall. I place the antenna in the spot in my room where I'm able to pull in all of the Wilkes-Barre TV stations with most antennas. Here's a chart I made with the TV stations that I'm testing out along with their RF channel and the signal strength on my current antenna. The next column represents the signal strengths with those cheap generic flat antennas I tell people not to buy, and they buy them anyway and they wonder why their signal sucks. And then the last column represents the signal strengths achieved with the Clearstream 2 Max. Let's go see how the Mohu Leaf compares. The signal strength on WNEP was pretty decent, running around 72%. This is much higher than what I got with that generic flat antenna I keep mentioning. Overall, it's pretty decent signal. This would be a reliable signal to watch. The signal strength on WYU was about 50-51%. It was watchable, but there were a few pixels on the screen. Again, this antenna isn't really meant for VHF signals, so if you have kind of weak VHF frequencies, it might not pick them up that well. In this instance, it is picking up WYU, which broadcasts on RF channel 13. WBRE was able to be picked up with this antenna despite not being picked up by the other flat antenna. This kind of surprised me because WBRE is on the VHF band. They broadcast on VHF channel 11. I'm guessing because they're on the upper end of the VHF spectrum, this antenna is doing a good job picking it up. The signal strength on Fox 56 was pretty decent as well. It was actually able to be picked up unlike the other flat antenna where I couldn't pick it up anywhere inside the room. I moved the antenna around and was able to lock in Fox 29's low-powered repeater signal in my area. Not every antenna can pick it up, but the Mohu Leaf, along with a few other antenna models that you can see in my other YouTube videos, were able to pick up this channel. It also was able to pick up NJTV's low-powered repeater station. Again, some antennas can pick it up, the smaller, junkier ones can't. Finally, I moved the antenna to the other side of the room to see if I could lock in CBS 21, which broadcasts about 80 miles away out of Harrisburg. It was able to come and go. It wasn't really a reliable signal, and also keep in mind that CBS 21 has a stronger signal now after the FCC repack compared to the prior videos that I made. So in the past, this antenna might not have been able to pick up CBS 21, but for demonstration purposes today, it's slightly able to. So overall, this antenna works very well for its price. It worked much better than that junky flat antenna that runs about $20 on Amazon. For about $10 or $15 more, you'll get much better reception with this model. Despite how well it works, I'd still only recommend it for people that live within 30 or 35 miles of the broadcast towers, because I'm in a good situation. I live on the 3rd floor in the house, so it's technically like an attic, and that's why I'm able to pull in these signals pretty well about 45 miles away. Most people are probably going to be using the antenna in the living room. TV signals don't penetrate through building material very well, especially newer houses with aluminum siding. So there's a good chance if you pick it up, you may have to move the antenna around a little bit to lock in the stations, but it should do a much better job than the other flat antenna I mentioned. If you live beyond 35 miles from a major city and you have some stations that are on the VHF band, there's a good chance that this antenna may have a little bit of trouble picking up some of the stations. If that's the case, make sure to check out my YouTube channel. I have plenty of reviews on other antennas. I plan on reviewing at least one antenna every week in the meantime, so make sure you stay tuned to my channel and have an awesome day.